while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire.
Men, women, orcs and embers, welcome to Burning Questions, the show where the only thing hotter than the questions are the guests. So today, we have a special guest who is oodles of fun, the orc Izzy with two S's. Would you kindly tell us who you are, Izzy?
Hi. Is the booster seat working? Am I on? Can I see through the table?
You're basically on the table now. Yes.
Yay! Okay. Hi, I am Izzy with two S's, your local city orc. Hello. Thank you for having me. Hi.
Thank you for coming on to the show. A lot of people really want to have you on, especially after the shonen episode for a plethora of reasons, but we don't have to get into that right now. So would you kind of share a part of your lore to help like some people get accustomed to who exactly this city orc is?
Okay, for a quick TLDR of my lore, basically, I used to be a fantasy orc, you know, the usual slaying humans, adventurers, people that think that, you know, they can take on orcs. But unfortunately for me, I'm not that type of orc. I'm squishy, as you can tell. So it was a bit of a hassle to go through trying to battle even level 1 adventurers. But you know, I tried to get the job done. Until one day, old witch, an old lady helped me. I helped her a little bit, and she introduced me to magic. Of course, I've heard about magic. I've seen mages and adventurers use them. And she told me, like, you know, if I look in her cauldron long enough, I can see my future. So of course, being the -1 intelligence orc that I am, I look through it. And the next thing I know, I live in an apartment and I need to pay rent. So yeah, that's
The tragedy,
TLDR for it.
paying rent.
Yeah, paying rent.
The one thing everyone loathes. Especially the fact that I actually just realized that your story is very similar to Jai-sama. The Great Jay will not be defeated, if you know that one anime.
I don't. I genuinely
Okay.
no.
I might just give like a short synopsis, but basically everything you said happened. But she was the second in command of Hell, but she got isekai'd to Japan, and now she has to pay rent, and she works at a bar.
I felt that all too well. Yeah.
That's the one thing we all loathe, huh? Paying rent.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, you are a city orc. You got isekai'd because an old witch tricked ya.
Yeah. I don't. Well, okay. Like, on freaking in character, I don't know why the fuck she freaking isekai'd me, but in my lore, there's a reason why I got isekai'd. Is basically since I am the first squishy orc in my tribe, it kind of gave humans like a reason to be like, oh, orcs can be like us too, maybe. Yes, look at this bastion of beauty. Don't you?
I mean, we did the
Look at
Waifus
my
Weekly
form
not that
right
long
now.
ago about orcs, and we made clear why humans would like to have an orc GF.
I mean, you know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But anyways, yeah, with how like orcs were just getting integrated into like the kingdom that like I used to live in. Since I was the first squishy orc, they were like, oh, this is the first orc that can look like that is very not exactly the standard for orcs. They can live in our kingdoms, and that poses a threat to some higher ups that are angry at orcs for some reason, because
Racism?
different. Yeah,
Ah.
yeah, that too.
I mean,
Actually,
it
yes,
basically is that.
it is. It is. It is. For the long and short of it, it is. So yeah, basically, that's why I got isekai to prevent them from yeah,
Okay, okay. To just keep everyone divided.
yeah, to keep everyone divided. The more division, the more capital. No, I don't know. I don't fucking know if that's the case, but no. But yeah,
Well,
basically
only
that's the
time
long and
can
short of it.
tell. Well, okay,
Only
I
time
see.
can
I
tell.
see.
Yes.
Well, then we shall. Well, I think we should just get a crack to it now and just start off with the first question, which is, what can you tell us about your current city, the one that you live in right now, where you pay rent and do an everyday job, which actually I don't think you've disclosed, or is being an artist your everyday job now?
Being an artist is the closest that I can get to a job, but so far the closest I've gotten to job wise is being a part timer, like whether be part time at a boba tea shop, part time in a cafe, what
Ah,
have you. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, but yeah,
I want to see that anime. Orc is a part timer.
or is a part timer. Yeah, God, I
Oh,
wish,
that'll be
but
so
no.
fun.
But yeah, when it comes to my city, it's very mm, more advanced than what I've seen. How do I put this? Like more advanced than what apparently my viewers usually say what Earth is, or their cities usually are. They we got more advanced stuff. Like we got a bit high tech, but not like cyberpunk high tech. If you
Okay.
catch my drift.
So just getting to cyberpunk, perhaps, I'm assuming.
Getting there. Yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yes. I think the
And
best freaking comparison is
mhm,
either Valhalla or Detroit Become Human. I think that's the closest I could think of off the top of my head. But basically, yeah,
okay,
just slightly advanced.
okay, okay. I think I get you. I get you.
Thank you.
Um, wait, sorry. You're an artist. Sorry. An artist who also takes a part time, and just to wrap it up, you are also living in a city that is high tech, but
Semi high
not,
tech. Yeah,
yeah, semi high tech. Okay. Um,
yeah.
what is the majority of peoples in this city? Are they humans, reptiles? Are they just a mix of species?
Mm, there are humans. There is a lot of basically a lot of elves, a lot of humans, a lot of those types of races here and there. But I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
seen an orc yet. I think they're probably there, I'm pretty sure.
They're
Totally not
probably
dead or
somewhere.
anything. They're probably not extinct or anything. It's fine.
Okay,
I'm sure they're
okay.
around here somewhere.
Hopefully. Okay. Well, we only time will tell when, where, if there are orcs in the first place, right?
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. I will release a bit trademark, but yeah, for the long and short of it, as far as I can tell, no orc in sight.
Okay,
It's
so
there. It's
that
fine. They're
that
probably
makes
somewhere.
you an oddity then, towards the other creatures, supposedly, assuming there aren't other orcs, of course.
I mean, when I first got in there, they were asking me why the fuck my skin is green, and I'm like, oh my god, you don't ask somebody why their skin is green. But still, you know, uh,
Yeah.
after a while, they got used to my color, and now I'm here. I'm just there.
Ah, yeah, I
Yeah.
see. Well, I suppose the way to make them, I don't know, like make them less hostile towards you, or at least less touchy with your race, to or a way to make them not like see your skin as a negative thing, is to just show them like the first movie of Shrek.
Oh my god, Shrek. Oh my god. Do you think we're cousins? I can feel it. I mean, technically, ogres and orcs are within that, hmm. Actually, you know
Yeah.
what? Sure, sure. You know what? I'll write. Yeah, it's canon. Shrek is my cousin. But fuck it.
You can also say that you are a great descendant of Shrek somehow.
I'm a great descendant of Shrek. Shrek is my great granddaddy. Yes, yes, that's my
I
canon. Yes.
I actually did some research after the Waifu's Weekly episode we had, which is also the reason why the following episode after that was goblins, and that was because orcs, goblins, and ogres and trolls
Ogres.
are all related somehow. It's just that
Yeah.
they evolve differently. That's why they all have like the very specific, the very specialized stuff. Like how orcs are more humanoid, while ogres ended up becoming much bigger but much dumber also. And we also have goblins that just got smaller because your that's common ancestors decide to just start being more trickster. But it makes sense to like how they evolve to like develop these different skills.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, yeah. Also, freaking the many times I get mistaken for a goblin. I'm not a goblin. I'm an orc. Don't let my size fool you right now, okay? I may be squishy right now, but god damn it, I am an orc, okay?
She is
I just
a
wanna
proud
make it
orc
clear.
woman.
Yes, I'm a proud orc woman, okay? Just because I'm small. Sure, I'm 5'5", which is very small for an orc. I am not a goblin. I am an orc. Do you see my ears? Are they wide? No. No.
To be fair, you are wearing headphones so that they can't really see it much.
It's fine.
the headphones are blocking that one feature.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just... I'm an orc, I swear. Please.
Okay, yes.
Please.
Everyone in chat, she is an orc. Everyone watching this. Okay. Well, let's move on to the next question, which is how old were you when you got transported into the new dimension? Like that's also to say like how long have you been in this new dimension? Has this been like since you were a baby, or since you were a teenager maybe, or just like is this a thing that happened just somewhat recently, like for the past few years or something?
I would say past few years, like as far as I remember, it was around like in my early 20s, at the very least. When I just turned 18, suddenly I am here. It took me a shit ton of a while to get like an apartment and rent. So yeah, that's how it be.
Is
Yes.
this a metaphor for becoming an adult? The minute you turned 18, you had to start paying rent, start having an apartment.
I don't know.
Job.
I only have -1 intelligence. You do the math for me, please.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Oh, the metaphor in this though. This has some philosophical implications, but we're not gonna talk about that right now.
Yeah, we don't want to worry. We don't. Yeah, we don't want to worry about that. Yeah.
Well, anyway, as a follow-up question, just to make things clear, your mother was actually the chieftain, right?
Yeah, she is the chieftain. She was like, but in the written lore, she was an appointed like part of the council for the kingdom, as the orcs were slowly integrating into the kingdom themselves. Like at first we were like a nomad tribe, but then we slowly stationed ourselves near the kingdoms, and then we wanted peace. So of course the chieftain, aka my mother, got her place in the council, and yeah, that's how she became like, yeah. Her
Okay.
official title is Datu. I'm pretty sure like for people
I
who aren't
am yeah.
oh yeah
I am
Yeah.
familiar with the term, but I think you should explain it for the
yeah
others.
Yeah, I was gonna say to the viewers, yeah, for people who don't know like pre-colonial like history or culture for like the Philippines, Datu is basically our word for chieftain. Even historically speaking, either a male or a female can become a chieftain. It's just the lineage has to be there. That's it. That's their requirement for it. Yeah. He's a Datu.
Okay, before I move on, I actually do recall like watching a documentary about the Philippines wherein they start discussing like the tribal leaders, and I recall watching the British people pronouncing it as Dato. Yeah, Dato. Dato.
That toe.
Dato.
That toe. Just that toe. Yes, I am
The
that
amount of
toe.
cringe I heard when I saw that. When I heard that, I
Yeah.
mean, it took me a second.
As
Like,
much as
what
I
they trying
want,
to say?
I don't
Oh.
know. As much as I want to like rag on them, to be fair, I ain't the best when it comes to English. So you know what? Good for you, Dato. Good for
They
you.
at least they tried.
They tried. They tried.
Well, anyway, I wanted to just make that chieftain, your mother being a chieftain, clear, because what can you tell me about your father, though?
Which one?
Ah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I see where this is going already.
Okay. Okay, when it came to like when it comes to like the orc culture, at least for like my lore, depending on like your status, whether you are royalty or like in a high status, aka my mother, or like just anybody in a high status, either male or female, you will be given like a chance to create your harem, and yeah, that's what my mother has, you know.
She has a reverse
I
harem.
lost count.
Nice.
Yeah, I lost count at 5, but they were all great. They tried their best to raise me. Well, mostly my mother is the one that raised me, but yes, yes.
Okay, this episode of Brady Quest is gonna be full of references because I actually do remember I do recall this one episode of BoJack Horseman wherein
Yes,
the yes
the freaking polyamorous like freaking couple, like the freaking 7 people.
Seven
Yes,
Dads,
very
yeah.
much. Yeah, very much like that.
Like each one takes up a different responsibility and different activity. One is the cooking dad, one is a sports dad, one is like the
Yeah, that's
hardware
basically
working
the
dad.
system. That's
That's
basically the
adorable though.
system with mine. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like I said, they tried their best to raise me, and yeah.
So yeah, well, but what can you tell me about your fathers then? Like, what was life like with 5+ dads?
5 plus. Yeah, I lost count at 5. They didn't teach me that high of a number yet, but when it came to it, like they raised me as best as they could, like up until my teen years. That's when my mother took me in under her wing, and since like she was the first appointed chieftain to be part of a council in the kingdom, in the kingdom Pantakan, it like gave her a bit of a heavy weight on her shoulders, to teach me how to behave in front of humans, how to learn more about their culture, because of course orcs and humans, they have different cultures. So she had to like tell me how to sit up properly. Don't eat with your hands, eat with the equipment that was given. I tried to eat with a plate, but apparently that's not how it works. But yeah, yeah, during
I
my teen
mean,
years.
I mean, in some historical places, especially in the in some European countries, they did eat their plates because their plates was literally a flatbread.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. I tried eating with a plate, like just using a plate, like a spoon.
Oh, oh, oh! I've
I
seen
tried.
videos of people doing that actually.
Listen. You're talking to somebody who has -1 intelligence. I try. I try. Yes.
I guess those people probably have -1 intelligence, or at least in those kind of situations they do.
But yeah, basically.
Okay, well, at least you learned some parts of human culture, perhaps?
I know that you guys need fancy schmancy equipment to eat. Aren't your hands already good enough? Hello? There's a reason why we have nails. We use them like forks. I'm just
Fair.
saying.
Since okay, since in your history you have several dads because of the state of reproduction that you're I just realized this there's probably a very good reason to why your mom had several dads. Like besides the cultural way. It also has something to do with the reproductive biology, but we're not gonna tap way too deep into that because we kind of
Yeah,
did
we're
that
gonna talk about that.
in Waifu's Weekly. But that being said, since you have plenty of dads, does that mean you also have plenty of sisters? Or brothers or other siblings? Can you tell us about them?
Uh, uh well, when it comes to like siblings, we technically we don't exactly have that type of situation unless you are on a lower status. It's only when like my mother deems them worthy to be an heir, that's when I can call them my sister or brother. But since I don't have
Okay.
any,
That's gonna breed
listen,
some.
listen, it's a fight for the fittest, and this is the fittest that you can get. Okay, like my mom tried. This is the fittest that like I can get. So, yeah.
That's fair. That's
Eh.
fair. That works. Well, your non-siblings are gonna be pissed about it, but that's just how it works, huh?
I don't know if I have any, so I
Fair
can't
enough.
exactly say.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That makes sense. Well, I suppose we should just move on to talking more about the Antakan Kingdom, which is how bad or good were the relations between the other species, like the humans towards elves, humans towards ogres, orcs, and so on. How good or terrible was that?
Okay, when it comes to like the human kingdom of Pantakan, orcs were the first to be integrated because we were the closest to interact with humans without any hostility. So
Mhm.
that relationship is super sensitive, which is why I was chosen to be the heir to like the chieftain throne for my mother, because I am the most human like that an orc can be. So that's why I was chosen, and that you see how that went. Um, but yeah, when it comes to okay, which elves are we talking about? If it's the uppity wood elves, they kind of have their own thing in the forests. I rarely talk to them, so I don't know how they are. They they are very aloof, for lack of a better term.
Okay,
So I
okay.
can't. Yeah, the Patakan have tried contacting them with the forest, but every time somebody sends a messenger, they don't return. Either that or they became hobos that are attuned too much to the nature. So,
Okay, I see.
yeah.
That makes sense. But how about the others though? Like, do you guys have dwarves perhaps? I feel that the gruff nature of dwarves and orcs might probably how should I say this? Like appeal to one another.
Appeal to one. When it comes to dwarves, the thing is, freaking with how distant it is, like the dwarven side of like my former realm,
Mm-hmm.
versus the human kingdom. I can't fully say what how like the orcs are with dwarves, but as far as I could tell, like as long as we keep to ourselves, at least between dwarves and orcs, we are okay. When it comes to humans, though, dwarves and humans, they have like a trade sort of situation. Like, they give them like food and type of food and water in exchange for coal that they mine.
Okay,
That
so
sort
it's
of
just a strictly professional thing then.
strictly professional. Yeah. Dwarves and elves, I don't know what the fuck they are on about, so I can't exactly say for certain.
That's
But
fair.
yeah.
That's fair. Well, anyway, we can move on to the next question, which is: does the orcs in your home dimension, the one where you came from, do they practice a type of religion, perhaps, that may conflict with the religions amongst the other races, particularly the humans?
When it comes to the humans, not exactly from what I remembered in my studies, but when it comes to like the orc culture, we we just, since we are nomads, we don't necessarily believe in anything other than just we keep to ourselves. We just stick together as long as we are one. We they will not divide us, that sort of thing. But when it comes
Okay.
to humans, I know y'all got like your own issues with that. So I so I don't know which deity Pantakan worships to, but I know there is a deity that they worship to. So yeah.
Okay, I see, I see. That makes sense. There are a lot of like when your culture is based around doing what we can to survive, y'all just tend to go, you know what, fuck the
We don't
gods.
really worry about like which sky daddy is gonna firebolt the lightning at us. We are worried about what meal to eat the next day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose religion is a luxury in some places. Holy crap, I'm probably gonna get like some gods pissed at me for saying that.
Bruh.
Especially that the fact that my first guess was a goddess. Oh my lord, she's gonna get pissed at
Oh
me.
well. Hi.
Hey Xana, nothing bad towards you if you're watching this. well, she's a kind goddess. But anyway, moving on. I was wondering how big was your family's tribe at first, though? Like before it got merged into Pantakan.
From what I remember, it was around like 25 people, 30.
Ah,
Of
so it's
course,
still
there
relatively
was.
small. Okay.
It was relatively small because, of course, we are nomad. Like we are traveling for a reason. We have to keep ourselves to that limit. Otherwise, we will be a huge target to some somebody that is willing to like just you know destroy us. When we came to Pantakan, of course, there was an misunderstanding. We lost some people.
Oh no.
But after a while, the peace came on, and last I've heard of them, it was around 50 plus, give or take.
Okay,
And
so
still going
y'all
strong.
grew even though you're still a part of the kingdom, right? That's good. That's good.
Mm-mm. That's what happens when like we stop traveling, we get bored and we do something.
Okay, cool. Just I suppose when you don't have to survive every single day, you would get bored just like from normal day life.
Mm-mm.
But I suppose that's probably like a good thing, right? That's probably a good
Yeah,
thing.
probably, hopefully, yeah.
Okay, well, moving on to the next question. With many former guests on Burning Questions possessing some sort of magical power or ability, do you possess something similar? I mean, besides your amazing talent for drawing, of course.
Ah. Um. Hmm. I've seen my mother do it. When we get pissed, and I mean really pissed, it kind of like activates feral instinct in us. Uh, basically,
Going berserk.
just yeah, going berserk. Basically, like just going on a rampage, a rage, and I've never had that happen before. I mean, it
So
happened
far.
once. It happened once for a millisecond during Tekken 7.
Ah, okay. I
During
got that.
Tekken 7, yes. I almost split my controller in half, but it's fine. It's fine. There's a reason why I use my controller. There's a reason why my W and D key don't work anymore. So yeah.
Don't worry. I get the same thing. because there are some fire elementals that do possess a very similar thing, and you can clearly see it when I play Apex, especially.
You could say you are hot-headed, if you will.
The- but yeah, I've seen rage be a very useful tool, but I've seen people who also over rely on rage. And when I used to train with some other elementals for combat, some of them are a bit naive, if I have to say so.
Mm.
They think that rage is all you need is rage to win a battle, but if if some of y'all in chat, and of course you, Izzy, have seen The Walking Dead, there's this one character who describes this the best way possible, which is of course Michonne.
Oh, Michonne. Yeah, I love her.
Everyone loves her. Dang, I wish Walking Dead was still good. Anyway,
Well, bro,
there-
I only see the comics. I've never seen the series, bro.
I've only watched I've watched 2 seasons, and they're not even back to back. They're just the first and the third. That's it. But anyway,
Bro.
the one thing that Michonne talks about is rage. Rage makes you stupid. Stupid gets you killed. And I've noticed that so much when sparring against some of the new training recruits, because they rely too much on rage and not on actual strategy, and that's how I was able to dispatch of them. Not kill them, just show them that what they're doing is being stupid.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, rage is an effective tool when used in moderation. Well, like most things actually, thinking about it.
Yeah, there's a strategy to it. Yes.
Then again, you could do like the ancient Celts and go full berserker rage and just run at the enemy ass naked, because that's a thing.
Just full on Leroy Jenkins that shit, God.
Yes, I've actually heard that it is a somewhat useful tool, and I have done it a couple times. It is
effective
useful
in
because
some-
it is an intimidation bonus basically.
Mm.
It's not a damage bonus; it's an intimidation bonus.
You know, if not intimidation, the people will be just confused. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And then the next thing you know, bam,
Yeah,
destroyed.
yeah. They don't expect that. Holy crap! This person is just wild.
Yes.
It's an effective strat. Oh. Anyway, moving on. Wait, so the only magic you think, at least for now, is that at least the ones you probably may possess is rage magic, right?
As far as I can tell, yes. I don't know what other type of magic I have. I just hope that nothing affected me in the cauldron when I got isekai. I hope not. We'll see. Only
We'll
time
see.
will tell.
Only
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, next question. Sorry, here it is. Were your people purely nomadic like other orc cultures, or did they have an established kingdom before they were assimilated?
Yesent? Yesent is the best way to describe it, because I've already told this while we've been freaking
Yeah,
back
earlier,
and
yeah.
forth, it is very nomadic. But if let's say a human tries to challenge the tribe for the strongest orc, or the leader, or what humans deem to be a leader is, they would show my mother. So there are some hierarchies to it. Say my mother is the one that handles the diplomatic sense of it all. That's why she's the head of the council. There's one orc that handles the cooking, one that handles the children, one that handles all the necessary equipment for war and shit, basically. Yeah.
Okay, I
That's the
see.
best way to describe it in
Do
a
you
way.
does your culture, well, at least your direct sorry, your direct village or tribe, sorry, have like many conflicts with other orc tribes, like in your history at least?
Well, another yes and answer, I will say. There are some. Okay, it's the same as like how I explained with like the dwarves and the orcs. As long as we get keep to each other's businesses, we're fine. But if there is an orc tribe that will try to um attack or they try to invade us,
Mm-hmm.
we will try to defend ourselves. And if there are survivors, let's just say that suddenly we got like an extra
Slave?
an extra hand, you know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Basically.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, just to be clear, you guys don't engage in slavery, right? Because I've seen
Oh God,
some.
no, no. We will
Okay,
give them shelter. We will give them shelter. You know,
okay, cool.
since like
Just checking.
yeah, like freaking we are like if they want to like freaking if they want to like survive on their own, good luck, because like orcs can't survive on their own. So you know your best bet is to stay in like a tribe, which is that's why.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. Um, moving on. Looking through your previous content, most of your content is art and commission drawing streams, correct?
Yep. Hi. Yes, I draw. I am a drawer, if you will. Yes.
Okay. May I ask what kind of art existed like in your home dimension, like towards your tribe and maybe also towards the human kingdoms, and how erotic was it?
For fuck's sake. Okay. Wait. Okay. When it comes to like, when it comes to Pantakan, the human kingdom,
Yes.
they are very, let's say, pre-Picasso, before he wanted to just fuck it all and like just draw shape. Very realism to the max, to the point that like it has to be photogenic. The
Okay.
tribe, however, since we don't have like a set rule, we don't have like anything bound to us art wise. It
Yes.
is very free form, shall we say, stylized. The best way I can describe it is like graffiti walls type of like art style is the best way, with a hint of tribalism. But yeah, the best way I could like the best like art that I can like describe for like my tribe is the tribe tattoos, as you have probably
Ah.
seen from my mother. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Very
Actually,
stylized to that.
speaking of that, are we are we ever going to get to see your mother as maybe in a drawing of some sort, like a artistic rendition of your parents? Well, I suppose your mother, because that's a lot of dads.
That's a lot of dads, yeah. Now, I have drawn my door mom once. Eh,
Oh, okay,
I don't
cool.
know. Yeah, wait. But yeah, like I have like drawn my lore mom once, but that's when I finally dropped my lore, like in way back when. Christ, that was months ago, weeks ago, months ago. But yeah, basically.
Okay.
Mm,
Okay, I
yeah.
see that makes sense. At least we have an idea of how the art world in your previous dimension was.
Yeah, basically, yes.
So supposedly there is probably that one underground artist that probably draws hyper realistic people engaging in some acts as a form of art, right? Supposedly.
Oh, there are some taggers that just drew dicks on the walls. Yeah, there
Fair,
are.
okay. Well, we know that is pretty much universal now.
It is
There
universal.
there has been like I recall there was a the oldest form of graffiti. Well, there's two I've seen. One that happened when a Viking raided a church in England and just basically drew the historical equivalent of a dick and placed their Harold's son was here.
I love
That's
that.
hilarious. And there's also the second one where it happened in Pompeii of all places, preserved in the ash. A dick. Why is it always a
Just
dick? It's always a dick.
I don't know, man. I don't know why
The
we're interested in phallics that much.
the
There
world's
might be a
oldest
history for
dick.
that.
The world's
There might
oldest.
be a there might be some psychiatry for it, but I don't fucking.
Yeah.
Uh,
I suppose it's just universal at this point. We could probably like
it is.
ask some of the former guests, such as the really old ones, probably Zeno or Ja. Maybe if we ask them, maybe in their home universes there were also creatures that like to draw dicks and stuff.
Maybe, maybe it's almost as universal as like the S or the eight, Infinity Eight, the
Yep.
Infinity S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, moving on to the next question. When arriving in this new dimension, what was your first encounter in the world like? Like, how did you feel when you arrived on that new world when with all this new tech?
God, why is the ground cold? And then I realized it was concrete.
Ah,
Um. What else? Oh, I can actually see myself. It is called a mirror. When I first saw that was a
oh, you
trippy
guys didn't
time.
have mirrors in Pantakan?
I rarely encountered mirrors before, and like when I first saw a big ass mirror, I was like, they can go to that size. I just thought they could
Mm,
pan. But
okay.
no, gets big. It's big. And then I realized it was also a skyscraper, but you know, fine. Um, yeah. Oh, skyscrapers. Those were huge. It was larger than the castle that I've seen in Pantakan. Y'all really like to try to get to the sky, you know. You did that's something. Hmm.
Yes, definitely. I have been to some skyscrapers and it was first amazing, second absolutely terrifying.
Oh god, yeah, no, don't get me started. I'm terrified of heights. Christ.
Funny enough, I actually do want to try skydiving though, even if I'm afraid
Uh,
of heights.
oh lordy.
Bec-
Uh,
in my defense, there is a difference between being 100 meters from the ground and 100,000 meters from the ground.
you know what? Fair enough. What else? Oh my god, coffee. Coffee.
True.
Shit. Yes. 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 Coffee and energized drinks. Those are some inventions that are really, really interesting. At
I'm not
one
allowed to
point,
take those.
oh really? At one point, I did do my negative one intelligence got the better of me and thought
Why?
it would be a great idea to mix coffee with
I
Red
knew
Bull.
you were gonna say that.
I smelled color the minute it hit my lips. Not gonna lie.
I can see music.
Yeah,
I can
basically.
I can smell color.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. But yeah, the it's just some luxuries that some fantasy worlds don't have, which I actually realized that there was a bunch, especially talking to the lizard man Thorn a couple episodes back. This world is savage. They
Classic Bucci Ratchet. Oh no, just Savage. Oh okay, that type
yeah,
of Savage. Okay.
they on the occasion eat people like you and I. Yeah.
Squishy. No.
I think that's the reason why they want to eat it. It's squishy, it's chewy.
What the fuck am I? Bubble gum? No. No, god damn it. Okay, maybe if you grill me for like 5 to 10 minutes on a preheated oven in like 270 degrees Celsius, maybe. No. God damn it.
But yeah, it's just the I suppose it must have been like a shell shock because I have been to Terra and seeing the divide in technology between like some places. Oh, I've been to, for example, Korea, seeing their tech and comparing it to, like, let's say the first area I've been to, which is the Philippines, comparing the tech between Korea and the Philippines, they're not even close.
Yeah, not even close, my guy, bruh. I whatchamacallit? There are some luxuries that like I do miss in my former world. Which is like we don't usually see the sky at its peak. The nighttime sky at
That's
its
true.
there are like stars here and there, but you can't exactly fully experience the galaxy. You know?
Yeah, it's a how should we say, light pollution, right?
Yep.
Light pollution
Basically.
can be a pain.
Yeah.
That's also an issue in my place actually, because I when I went to Terra for a family trip, I went to a place that barely had any cities or giant buildings, and I saw the stars and I was like, all right, that's what they look like now. That's what they look like. It's not just in random places. It's such kind of sad thinking
Yeah.
about it.
It is. It is.
But I suppose in your old dimension, when you literally didn't have any tech, that you could see everything, right?
Yeah, we can see everything. We can see like the constellations, or constellations, if you will. With ours, the constellations are basically like our history books. Um, I know like y'all's constellations are like zodiac signs and whatnot, but for orcs, it's the constellations are basically the history books. Whenever there are very poignant no, they're very important points in our history, we kind of write, quote unquote, write them in the stars. So like a constellation, like let's say two orcs fighting, the that would be the first time that like a chieftain was battled and not like earned via hierarchy, via air.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that type of situation.
Okay, so it's like a storybook basically, like showing the histories you have with, well, basically your histories.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Anyway, next off, moving on. Did you have an issue with a language barrier perhaps when you arrived, or was it an easy transition due to basically having the same language?
Oh, English was hard, man. Christ. At the very least with like my orc, like, well, okay. I'm just lucky that like my mom taught me common and orcish at the same time. But when it came to like the modern world, there are new slangs that I haven't even heard of. Carps?
I have no idea what carbs is either.
No, it's BGC slang, my guy. It's oh Christ.
Okay, I have no idea. I get that a bit, but I still.
Hundo P lit. I don't know what the fuck that is.
I also have no
Christ.
idea what that is.
Sheesh? What? Sheesh.
There's way too much slang that's created every day that I don't get. I only very very recently learned like what the term, what was it again? Mood. I only realized what
Just
mood meant.
No, buddy. No.
Yeah. But
yeah.
no, not just mood was based. That's what I
Wait,
learned very recently. Like what it
based?
meant.
Wait,
Yeah.
based on what?
No, like based. Like when
Based
something
on
happened
what?
because based.
Based on what?
Exactly. I still don't like completely get it.
I'm gonna get water.
Okay.
Hmm. No,
You'd like
I'm just drinking water.
Oh, okay,
Drinking
okay. I see,
water.
I see. Cool, cool. But yeah, learning the language and the slangs was really a huge pain for me.
Yeah, no, but yeah, with common, I'm just glad it's the same in like my new realm, which is apparently English.
Yeah, yeah,
Orcish, the closest that it can get was Tagalog, but even then, that those are leaps and bounds different.
yeah.
But
There were
that is
some
the closest.
nuances, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Actually,
basically.
I've also discovered that there are some, how should I say this, overlaps with my with this actually isn't a good way to say it, but it's basically demon tongue.
Don't you mean
The
infernal? Isn't it
not
infernal?
necessarily because there is a wide range of languages used in the fire world, and we have been molding it a bit like closer to other language that we have assimilated. So that's just the closest one I can get to, which is why I suppose like some worlds can communicate easier, especially with like as you said, common in English, and perhaps with the same languages that we use, which is very similar to Tagalog for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Could you give us a demo of like something you would normally say?
Putang ina.
Ah, yes, I've heard that. That's a very famous term used in many online games that I've heard.
Yeah, right.
I feel like that's just the Filipino equivalent for sikabliat.
Shikabliat, yes. Very much,
That's
yes.
literally the only thing that people freaking know. That's Russian.
Yeah, puta madre. Yeah, basically.
It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. Yes, exactly.
It's only coincidental that most people know it because of CS:GO. Both of
Ah,
them from CS:GO.
bruh. Okay.
But yeah, going back, like what kinds of troubles did you go through, especially with the languages? Besides the common ones, of course, like the not being able to follow like certain deep words.
Uh, Other than the deep words, I guess being bilingual, it kind of has a hard. I kind of have a hard time constructing sentences to the
Yeah,
point that like I just use thingy unironically.
I know a lot of people who use thingy. Surprisingly enough, actually,
So yeah, yeah.
like
What else? That's as far as I can like go for, like think of basically.
okay, cool. Just so it's mostly those kind of things.
Oh wait,
I
no, I almost forgot. Oh my god, it's pronunciation. Christ.
ah yes.
Okay, pronunciation is a bit hard for me. Especially one word. I I I stumbled through it when I was like learning music.
Mm-hmm.
It's a company a company of that basically that I don't know how to like freaking pronounce it properly without like my accent being thick as fuck.
I think it's fine. People love accents.
It's not exactly loved if I keep trying to stumble through it. But you know.
Okay, fair enough. I have to ask though, when you first arrived in this new, well, I suppose like, what is your? I suppose in both worlds you experience some kind of discrimination of some kind. What can you tell us about your experiences with that? Like how people viewed you as a common orc until they realized that you were hella cute, of course.
But eto, with like friggin' puking ng cute niyan, sarap sa panin kita tangina. Eto, With the God damn it. Okay, when it came to like my original realm, freaking when it came to my original realm, I was privileged in a way that my mom kept me as sheltered as possible to the point that like she tried to like minimize that type of like issue to as far as much as possible. But even
Okay.
then, I still have like the usual stares and glares and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
That of course, like I did keep myself to like the other orc kids, but when it came to like the human kids, of course, there is um the weird ass like motherfuckers that are like, oh, your hair is so different, can I touch it, it's so curly, and I'm like, okay, all right.
But
It's just it's
this wasn't done with malice, of course, right? It wasn't done like out of spite.
it wasn't done out of spite, but there is a sense of like different, a sense of like you are different in a way. There
Okay.
are the ones that like, of course, being kids, they are very they don't know any better. They are
Hmm.
fucking stupid as fuck. They kind
Yes.
of do some nasty things. One is they did put corks on the ends of my tusks.
Eee.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
something.
Okay, that sucks.
It took 3 days to take them out one by one. But
Eesh.
yeah,
Oh, that sucks.
it is what it
So
is.
what about in the new world though? In the new dimension?
Um, that one is very different because for one thing, I'm the only orc.
Yeah.
As far as I could tell, that was in the city, so they don't know how to specify me. They just say like at the best case scenario was somebody who just got out of like, I don't know, a freaking temple or something, and they
Mm-hmm.
saw me and they were like, "Oh, you poor child, here," and
Oh.
donated me money. I'm like, I am not sick,
Ooh.
but thank you? Question mark?
Free money, but it's given out of like ah. Ooh, that sucks. But
Yeah,
I can see like how that would play out, and I've seen something similar to that a couple times.
yeah,
uh
that was the time, that was the thing. But yeah, mm, worst case scenario is of course the say like freaking people that like really aren't adhere to me being green. So you know, it's it's my skin color. I can't exactly change it unless you give me papaya snow, and even then, you know.
So in a matter of saying it's not easy being green.
For fuck's sake. Yes, it ain't easy being green.
That's the whole reason I started this podcast, just so I can say that.
That's it. That's your
That's it. That's it.
that's
We're
your
done. We're
reason.
done. You're just kidding. Just
Remember that
kidding.
it's done. The series is over. Wrap it up, people.
We're done. We're done here. Okay, but yeah. I see that just being the odd one out can be kinda. They don't discriminate against you directly. It's just I think the prejudice that some people has.
Yeah. It is also isolating too, being like one of the few orcs that I've encountered. Thankfully, like and going into Twitter, I've met a handful of orcs. Yes. I'm glad that I met them.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah.
I've seen a couple of them, which they may probably be a future guest on Braining Questions.
Hopefully! Yay! More orcs. More
Yes,
orcs.
we
Orc good.
definitely need more orcs. Period.
More orcs.
We
Orc
need
good.
more orc waifus.
Yes. Very much.
Well, the next question pretty much already answered it, but I'm just gonna ask it anyway, which is, being as you are the chieftain's daughter, did you have any expectations growing up, or some kind of special treatment that you haven't mentioned yet? I'm basically asking, like, what was life growing up as a chieftain's daughter, alongside like having several dads, having like some being sheltered by your mom to an extent. Like, what
Mm-mm.
else was like different in your upbringing, like compared to like a different orc girl, perhaps?
The most that I can say is, well, when I was going through my teen years, instead of like going through like the orc tribe that I used to know,
Mm-hmm.
um, most of my time has been spent like going inside the castle, and yet, like, um, passively going through like what my mom is attending, which is the head of council meeting once in a while. And even then, I can barely understand what they were talking about. You know, like, what are the diplomatic um situations between dwarves and elves and orcs? Will the orcs has the king the freaking elf royalty accepted the treaty? God
Mm-hmm.
knows. They need compensation or something like that. You know, that type of shit.
Okay, I suppose that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-mm.
Um, Next, that does this mean that you also, to an extent, have got like maybe some kind of like combat training, as it is still tradition for your people to be nomadic, and perhaps in a nomadic setting you're gonna have to like fight stuff. So did you get like some kind of like training of combat training from your dads, or maybe from your mom, since she is the chieftain after all?
Both from my mom and one of my dad, which is, but yeah, and one of the warriors that were in the tribe. But yeah, I have like had some training, as squishy as I am. It's mostly for self defense at most. Uh, because my mom still expects me to be more diplomatic rather than
Aggressive.
the aggressive, the classic type of orc aggression that you would expect. So yeah, the most that I can do is how to subdue somebody if they were to lay a hand on me. That's it. The
Okay, well,
the
that
classic
that's
thing.
yeah, that's good that you at least know some ways to protect yourself, because I suppose people would like to take advantage of well, small cute girls, especially if those cute girls are a bit more unique, because I've seen that there are like some people that sadly use this as a type of challenge, which I just find deplorable.
Okay, understandable. Have a good day.
But yeah, just it's nice to know that you at least you are prepared for these kind of things, which is fine, of course.
Hmm. If all else fails, what my mother said, men are sensitive to their balls, so kick them in the balls. You
Yep,
know.
yep, I felt that.
I hope my stubby little legs won't get between your pants then, sir.
Well, it's not gonna work. Anyway, moving on to the next question. When you were younger, you were once described as genteel compared to the other orc girls in your home dimension. Is this to say that, generally speaking, most orc women are big, buff, strong women who can crush my skull in between their thighs like a watermelon in a bench vise?
Yes, basically. Yes. Have you seen my mother? Yes, she uh, even just forget. Mm, like, two watermelons, she could crush them easily with her thighs. She could put you in a headlock until you say harder. That type of big. Yes, they are very big.
Big. But you, of course, had this thing wherein you're more human-like and generally shorter than your
It's the
families.
recessive gene. Yes, I got the recessive gene of being squishy and small.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
well, on the bright side, it is what a lot of men I've been told enjoy right now. But that's just a personal preference, which a lot of people have, supposedly, of
Mm.
course. um, next off, I want to ask you: do you guys have like any celebrations, perhaps like any holidays that you guys practice as an orc tribe? Perhaps like a festival or something of some kind.
We do have one. It's the one where we have survived an entire year without dying. That's the closest I can remember.
So basically, New
But
Year.
yeah, basically, yes. It's not exactly New Year because it's not exactly on the calendar wise. It's more on like unlike a human's calendar. It's not exactly New Year. It's more on like, okay, this is when we started the tribe, and if we survive an entire year, we're good. We can celebrate. Let's go. Yeah.
What
But we
does the
have
celebration entail?
a lot of food, a lot of sparring, a lot of sparring, yeah. And
Ah,
then
okay.
yeah, a lot of sparring, a lot of food, basically a whole feast where we um enjoy the bounties that we have gathered up for that year, basically.
Okay, I see. Well,
Yeah.
on the bright side, we at least have some kind of. It's nice to know that you guys celebrate something to keep everyone sane, because of course morale is a really good thing for people to have, especially in a survival situation.
Mm-hmm. Yep, very much so. Yeah,
Uh,
but since we've got integrated into like Pantakan, uh we have adopted some of y'all's holidays. But
oh,
yeah,
okay. Like what kind of
some.
holidays we talking about?
I mean, uh like what was it? All Saints Day, where we respect the dead. That was a good one that like we integrated into ourselves, into our tribe. We take a day of silence for the fallen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one that we incorporate.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know what the
sounds
fuck
like it.
was yeah. I don't know what the fuck was Thanksgiving, so we skipped that.
I mean, from what I know, it is a thing that humans do as a reason to eat a really large bird.
Yeah, just the turkey. Yeah. Yeah. Turkey Day, basically.
Turkey Day. That's the only thing I know that people do. Probably they're thankful about they're thankful for the turkey.
Thank you for the turkey. Yay. Okay, thank you for the turkey. Yes. But yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's as far as I can say off the top of my head. Yeah.
Okay, cool. No problem. Next off, do you have something that reminds you of your home dimension, and of your family, of course?
Of my family?
Of your home dimension and the place that where you've come from. Do you have something like as a type of memorabilia, or something that reminds you of when you were younger?
Oh, the big ass cauldron.
You brought the big ass cauldron with you?
It was there with me. I can't exactly like drop it off. It's there. It's there
Fair
in my
enough.
room. I don't know. I mean, the good thing about the cauldron is it kind of transports me into different dimensions. Unfortunately, not the dimension I was in.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
so you can travel back and forth between like some locations. That's good to know. I was kind of expecting it to be used as a laundry hamper.
I wish, but no. I did make mac and cheese out of in it, but like yeah, I have like I have tried to get back into my dimension, stumbled into another dimension of somebody else's, but at least they became my friend. That's how I created my VTuber friends. Do that.
Oh, okay. I see. I see. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Well,
Cauldron.
next, moving on. This is a very serious question. Considering that you are now living in a flat or an apartment, does your apartment allow for pets? And if yes, do you have one? And if also yes, is it a fluffy boy? And if it's a fluffy boy, can I pet that said fluffy boy?
Okay. Forget. Okay. Yes, I have a pet. I don't know if you could call it a pet. It's a rotund slime grime thing.
Oh, what?
I don't know how to explain it. Basically, it just became my pet after it achieved sentience after not sweeping my room for so long.
You have a pet slime.
I guess it's not exactly slime, it's grime. But he is a fluffy boy in a sense.
Okay, we're
He
gonna need
has
some
dust-
pictures for this.
I wish, but no, I haven't drawn him yet. But no, he is very. He's not exactly a fluffy boy. He's fluffy-ish. He has dust bunnies inside of him. Does that count?
Okay, I suppose that counts, maybe.
Wait, hang on. I think I have like at least a vague concept of him. Hang on, let me see if I can scroll up in my folders for the boy himself. But yeah, you can pet him. You can try. Oh, there he is. Found him.
Okay, I see, I see. I suppose that is a thing that some people do. Speaking of which, consider that you are from a nomadic tribe. Did you guys have any relations with animals? Since I know that you guys probably didn't farm or didn't farm. Does it mean that you guys didn't have pets in your home dimension, or did you guys have some hunting dogs?
I think the closest that we have are wild boars.
Ah.
They are at least in my realm, they are the few animals that are large enough for orcs to be carried upon horses for humans. So we got those. Yeah.
Okay.
They are big snooters. Big snooters. But what else? There's the owl bears. Those are for big packs as an army of orcs. Let's say the most that they can carry is 4. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that would be terrifying. 4 orcs and an owlbear, that would be terrifying to see.
Yeah, but with that though, even then, they aren't exactly pets. They are there to help us go through tough terrain, say a forest or whatnot. Yeah.
Okay, I see.
They're there for safe travels, and then after we are done, after they are done helping us, we just let them be back to their caves and such. Yeah.
Okay. So from my understanding, from what we have learned throughout this time, is that you have a quote unquote pet, but this pet is somewhat magical, right?
I don't know if he's magical. He just popped in out of nowhere. He's a slime. He's a baby.
Well,
He's squishy.
we have that one somewhat magical pet. We have you being the daughter of a chieftain and also you have a nemesis, well, not really a nemesis, but an evil witch that cursed you. Which is
In a way.
combining all of these things. Are you a Disney princess?
God, if I were God, I wish. Goddamn. If I were, I wish I was. Cause goddamn, that would be easy living shit. Technically, Not a princess? Chieftain's daughter? But then again, there's Moana, so you know what? Up for debate. Debatable.
Up for debate.
Debatable.
It's confirmed. It's basically confirmed anyway. See, this is what we do on Burning Questions. We analyze certain things and we find out like strange facts that some of the guests that we have like have in common with certain things. And we have you basically being a Disney princess.
God dang it. If I were a Disney princess, God, I wish I was. If I can summon animals that easily, I wish.
Hell yeah. Well, anyway, moving to the last questions now. The next one is, do you plan on continuing in your mother's footsteps? By that, I mean more on your culture, wherein you would likely take up several husbands.
I mean, if I could, I would. Shit, I would love that. God, I don't know if like anybody would be up for that, but you know, if it happens, I don't know if anybody would be down to be like part of a squishy orc girl's harem.
Well, I suppose we're gonna have to see what happens after this episode. Maybe you might get some suitors knocking out your door or hitting you up on DMs.
No, buddy. No, I am just a squishy potato, please. I am small.
I actually do have an episode about potatoes though and how amazing they are. But that's something for some people to view in the future. Of course, you know, shameless plug. But next, well, yes, about that, if you may want to have a husband, that's a thing for people to find out in the future. But now off to the final question that some people do really, that I personally have been wondering, and perhaps maybe other people has too. On the hit show Waifu's Weekly, shameless plug of course, there was a discussion of orc reproduction. In your personal opinion, did this play a part in your relationship with another guest on the show? Of course, that is the Dark Elf King Shonen. Did this like play as a part altogether?
Let's just say, God, elf staminas are really great. That's all I'll say on that.
In
Lord
relation
Almighty.
to humans or just generally?
Just in general, God.
Okay, so that's basically a yes.
Yeah, let's just say there's a reason why, like, I am fully booked on certain days. Christ Almighty.
Okay, then I think that also makes sense to why there are plenty of people part of the king's romantic life.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, that has been Burning Questions, everyone. So, Izzy, how did you enjoy your time here on Burning Questions?
When do I get paid? I need payment for rent. Is this
Same.
Same. Oh, buddy. Christ. Okay, never mind then. Is there food at least? Do you have grilled cheese somewhere?
It wasn't the thing. Bring your own snacks, because I don't have money either. We're both broke.
I knew I should have ordered pizza. Oh.
Well, so towards the chat, the people watching this, do you have any questions for our lovely guests, of course? We have earlier a comment that said by Is Lefty. Perhaps they are a viewer of yours.
Lefty, you bitch.
They said it's not Issy being green.
Oh, you bitch, Lefty. Lefty, you bitch, ice. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
We also have this person named Dreosism Realm, who said that
curiosity,
they
you
would
bitch!
like to be part of your reverse harem.
I mean, I... Huh? Nandito? So, what? You never brought this up, curiosity, you bitch! Motherfucker.
We have Is Lefty again going on. Why did you turn them into a burger?
Okay, listen. So remember how I mentioned like Pantakan praises to a deity?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I thought that, maybe if I praise to a deity in here in my current realm, maybe I can get back to my realm. I accidentally summoned Lefty, who was a Diwata, and I accidentally turned them into a burger.
Ah, okay. So it was
I
by
was hungry.
accident. Okay, at least we have an answer to that.
Hungry. I know I should have had a clear mind, but it was during lunch. I was thinking, should I get Burger King or Jollibee? No, I got a burger.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. It is a common rule, well, pretty much anywhere, to never do things when you are hungry or horny. One of those things. I'm pretty sure it's both.
I mean, think of it this way, Lefty. At least you're not like equipment rather than a burger, you know?
That'll be interesting.
No.
Well, any final thoughts before we end this episode of Burning Questions?
Putang ina.
Well, that works.
That works.
Anyway,
yes.
to everyone in chat, thank you for coming to this episode of Burning Questions. I do not know who the next guest will be, but if by chance it either might be Ghostly So, who is a good friend of mine, of course, who many of the people here know, or it also might be Jalo if I can start discussing with him soon.
Bruh, okay, yeah, Jala sleeps fucking early, man. I suggest
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah, he
That's a very
sleeps
good point.
hella early. Yeah, if I remember correctly, like he sleeps at like 9:30.
What the
Give or
fuck?
take. Yeah, right. Super early. Yeah.
He really is a morning person. I'm a night person. I can't freaking do that.
Yeah, he wakes up at like 5 in the morning, if I remember, 5 or 6.
Yeah, when he says good morning, that's when I sleep.
Yeah, right.
Okay, well, do you have any recommendations for who we can raid in this raid for this thing? Oh, Jazz online.
Jane! Yes.
Okay, well, everyone, we're gonna raid Ja then, because yes, there's no reason. We're just gonna raid her because she's a good friend of mine. She's my Nissan, and she's also what is she to you? What is she to you besides, like the person who orders crap? Your what's the term for that? Commissioner?
Commissioner? Client? Customer? Jane.
Whatever. Yeah.
I call her Jane because, Nessan.
Nissan. Okay. Anyway,
Everyone's
everyone,
Nissan.
thank you for coming, and I'll see you guys next time. If you want to watch more of my stuff, my links are up above. If you want to watch some of Easy's stuff, but most of you guys already know her, but I will still post her links over here real quick before we leave. I'm up just... Oh, no, that doesn't work. There we go, that works. Over here, posting over here, her Twitter, which everyone can find her on, and I hope you all are there because she posts some hella cool art, and sometimes it's very lewd.
So
Anyway, bye everyone.
bye. See ya, guys. Bye. 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 Bye.